couple of weeks over the weekend, whether it was deep sea tariffs or what have you. We've seen the market kind of jump away from the Friday close to get to that either Sunday night future or Monday night or Monday morning cash open. We don't seem to be finding that stability. Now, markets have actually looked pretty decent in the way that they've been building and progressing during the week. It's just the weekend that's typically been the problem. But then, of course, we have this reaction to CPI, which sort of opens your eyes a little bit. And what it tells me is that the volume in that morning time period might not be all that much, which, let's be honest, volume at 7:30 in the morning or 8:30 Eastern is not the same type of volume that you get an hour later when the cash market comes online. We all know that to be a fact. Um, Oddly enough, though, it was it was very comparable this morning, and then tomorrow morning we've got PPI. So a lot of people are paying attention to these inflation indicators, and of course, with the Chair Powell and speaking in front of the Senate Banking Committee on Tuesday, and then the House Finance Committee earlier today, maybe the market's just a little bit more fragile around inflationary type things. How is that going to affect the number of rate cuts that we could possibly get in 2025? Uh, and I find it interesting because I can remember when 4.25 was actually a pretty low interest rate. Now, you come after 2009 and the great financial crisis and how long we stayed at 0% from, we actually went down there, I think, in December of 2008, stayed there for an extended time period, starting to come off of it. Then we get COVID and we're back down to zero and stayed down there maybe a little bit longer than we should. And then we come up to fight inflation, and now we're trying to come back down. I don't know how much further down the market really needs to see inflation, but I think that what we need to do is get over the idea of we're waiting for this, we're waiting for that, we're waiting for another cut, we're waiting for this, whatever it is you're waiting for. Because I think the wait and see thing is detrimental to the move along and do something thing. Uh, John coming in from Palm City. Okay, great. Tom and Roger go straighten out Jerome Powell. Yeah, well, there's liking him and there's liking his policies, and I think that you can dislike his policies. And I mean, I don't know the man. I haven't sat down for dinner with him. I don't really have an opinion on whether or not I like him or not. His policies, I yeah, I'll leave that to someone else. Yeah, I don't even know if it's a Fed put. The statement was wouldn't plan on rate cuts. I don't even know if it's so much a Fed put. I think it's just uncertainty, um, a lack of a true sense of where we're going to be next, and uncertainty is always the obstacle that the bulls have to fight against. Uncertainty is kind of an ally of the bears. So, in an uncertain market, it's hard to find a rally. Now, there are going to be certain industries, I think certain areas of the market. I know that Tom loves gold. You do love gold, don't you, Tom? And most metals for that matter.
Yeah, of course. But gold's one of those pathways to higher prices, to stair stepping its way up. And
Hmm.
you know, been quite a relationship over the years. And I tell people with gold, it's like being in an airplane and it hitting an air pocket the way it corrects. It happens usually real quick, and it shakes a lot of people out when it does that. Like makes a new all-time high and then it drops 50 or 75 bucks, and you go, how'd that happen? And it happens so quick, to adjust to it in the short term is pretty difficult. So you got to have that long-term perspective when you look at gold. And, we made in the last 5 days, we made an all-time high.
Yeah, and at the same time, if you get comfortable with that kind of sharpness that you get out of gold, you get
Yeah.
something like CPI this morning, and it's like, oh well, next move. Where do we go?
Well, it's very interesting. Everything dropped this morning about 1%. I went through all the numbers after the CPI, and I said, this is very interesting. I mean, we're just pulling back really to where we started the week. And
Hmm.
so we redid today, and then they bought it and then bought it again. It was sort of like a mirror of Sunday night. The interesting thing, Chuck, I know you picked up on this, is that the low of the week was 60.14, and today we didn't break that low of the week on that big pullback, and then that encouraged people to step back in. And then by midday, they not only stepped back in, they were putting new highs in inside the way we left off yesterday. And so I think that, and I made the statement, if you were listening this morning to T-Buzz TV, I said, it's very odd how the market is not staying down. And meaning that you have news that would typically take the market down for, a day or two, but it's a lot quicker. They come down and then shake, rattle, and roll, throw, here we go again. And, we start up and we're back to where we were almost, not all the way, but close to where we were yesterday afternoon at 3 o'clock, which is sort of interesting considering we had a CPI announcement that was, you know, bigger than what everybody thought it was going to be, like the one last week did the same thing. So tomorrow's PPI, which counts for 30% of their all look when you take the way the Fed looks at it, uh, won't have as big of an effect as whatever happened today. But I think that you got to just look out beyond and use the numbers and ask yourself the simple question: where did we open the year at? Where do we open the week at? And use the DTI process to navigate this market because we're up here and it seems like big falls, and it is if you're actually long or short. But the good news is percentage wise, it's not much. 1% worst case, and then we bounce back. So there you have it. But it was interesting today how they bought silver early and then gold tracked along after it and all. So I think you said it best. You go where they're paying. Like today, they were paying in Meta. That was interesting. Uh, and watching Meta today was a joy. To see it do what it did. And tonight it's even higher, 726. So I think we got big opportunities tomorrow, the next day, and we'll take advantage of that as it develops. But when it comes down to active trading, you got to train for it. I've trained for it the last 40 years. And people know that I follow the markets pretty close, but at the same time, I am always open-minded about learning new things. And this week we had a class, Chuck, a futures class, Monday and Tuesday. Had some great people in there. I saw Roger was here tonight. I'm sure there's some other ones when I see their name. And but it was a great class. We learned a lot, and it was really, really fun to be with people that's interested in what I call the passion of trading and mapping out a plan to go forward this year. It's going to be a great year, and you got to be part of it, is the way I look at it. So anyway, that's my thoughts. But Chuck, as I know, is that we're approaching the midpoint of the market, and February, you know, is up, and so you just got to go with it. I think that's the way I think about it. Anyway,
Yeah. One thing, Tom, not only the midpoint of the market, but also Friday is Valentine's Day. So, gentlemen, get on your game.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I'm glad you brought it up. That's Valentine's Day Friday, but Monday's a holiday, right? In the market, President's Day.
Yes, sir.
And you have a list for the markets are open or closed on Monday? Have you looked at that? Chuck T usually tells us all, keeps us informed what's open and what's not. Uh, but had a lot of holidays this year already. Day here today. I spent the day with Roger Sessions. He was in town. He stayed over and did a little training today, and then we had a good time.
So, Tom,
Taking advantage. What'd you
on
say?
the on the holiday, we got interest rates and equities are going to be doing that Sunday night open on futures and noon halt. So everything is about a Tuesday trade date. Um, let's see, grains just look weird. I'm not sure what's going on with them. They've got pre-open 1600 on Sunday and then an open at 1900 on a Tuesday, and I think these are Central times
Yeah.
because it's at the CME.
What do you got for the equity indexes?
Equities are going to be a Sunday night open, a halt at noon, so it's kind of that halfway into the day halt and then resume. So Sunday night we open Tuesday's market.
Gotcha. Okay, so it's a typical holiday period. So the equity markets will be trading as we celebrate President's Day. That's typically what you can expect when it's a U.S. holiday like President's Day.
Mm.
There's a few countries that have other holidays during that same day, but generally speaking, when we're isolated with our holiday, that's the kind of schedule you typically have with the futures markets open and then everybody else joining in.
And I know
Uh,
you like metals. I don't know what you're planning on doing on Monday, but they're going to be open an hour and a half after the futures. So they've got an extra 90 minutes in there on Monday.
wow, that's interesting. That's interesting and all. Well, let's get going. I know everybody's here and we've got a good crowd as always. Thank you for coming. I had a great session today and also throughout the Monday and Tuesday with the students. Nothing like face-to-face training. Our small classes are real popular, and we had this one was pretty well popping full, and then we got one in March and then April. So we're trying to do then of course Sawgrass. You need to check into that if you're going to come because I think they're getting close to being at capacity there. That's June 2nd and 3rd. Please let people know if you're going to be in Sawgrass here for our annual meeting that we have. That's in June. So I want to get that out of the way. And I see Fred's here. Fred, Fred, uh, I rediscovered a book I'd written, and Fred, I got to tell you, I really enjoy it. Thank you again. So I want to get started because I get to talk about one of my favorite things to do, and that's trade. And if you're ever live with me, you get that. Okay. I trade. So YouTube, join, our Telegram channel, join our YouTube, be part of it. I've got a series of 5 sessions I'll be posting next week in YouTube and trying to make things a little easier for everybody to follow. As far as administrative work, I will be holding a special Zebra meeting tomorrow. That's a new program, Zebra. Be holding that tomorrow. I'll do it at let's do it at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. 6 o'clock tomorrow night when the market's open. We'll do it right at 6. And then Friday, of course, we have our weekly wrap up, and that's administratively we got to have. And that's the way we'll go. So there's risk involved in trading. We always talk about that, and past performance is not indicative of future results. For those that don't know who I am, I'm Tom Busby, former Air Force officer, a little background there, active trader since the 70s. I was a member of the CME. I've worked with students since 1996. Here's 3 books I have: Winning the Day Trading Game, The Markets Never Sleep, and Trade to Win. The 4th book, I don't talk about it much. This is the book that sort of made DTI, I would call it, called Roadmap to the Markets, right there. You wonder where the roadmap came from, right there. And we did that and got a lot of great lessons in there. I love it going through that one. Now, at DTI, we help you master the markets through education. We believe in it. I'm constantly learning new things. This week, I learned a little bit from one of my students. Miss Carol was in town, and she was showing me a website that was pretty interesting. It was called Yield Max. You might write that down and go review it. And training, we do that all the time, and experience. In my opinion, you can make money in the market. You don't have to be the sharpest guy out there. You have to have a process. I'm endeavoring to give you that process through the training that we do. You got to have the right tools. We have the tools. And of course, we are very excited about the fact that's how we do things, okay? That's how we do things. Seven Sisters right now, E-mini up about 2%. That's bullish. NASDAQ up almost 3. Dow's up over 3. European markets are stronger than garlic at 12%. Gold is stronger than garlic at 11%. Crude is about to go negative. Tonight it just made a little new low there below the week open. Might be a trade later on for my futures first people. Stay posted. And bonds are flat. 10 tickers. Here they are, folks. 130.55 on NVIDIA. Tonight it's at 131. It's been up to 135. We traded this stock on Monday morning on that rally when we kicked off this class buy it. Palantir above 117.55. Apple, I was going to go short below 224. I ended up going long today with Roger. DJT above 32.55. Berkshire above 478. AMD below 106. I said get short Tesla below 354. It went down to 325 this week. I said if TLT gets above 90.55, buy some more. And NNE above 37.55. Oklo's a new one added, greater than 60.40. We'll be getting long there. So we got a real good operation going. Let's get into part 2. This is the important part of the night's presentation. I will tell you that tomorrow is going to be a good day. I want you to be part of it. I have a daily action plan that I react to these ups and downs with each and every day. Some people call it a market chaos, and it is chaotic at some times. There's risk involved, though, depending on how you react and when you react. I use a trade clock throughout the day, and you write this down. The important times are 10, 12, and 2. Right now, the market is chaotic, probably as I've ever seen it, but it is sort of reflective of what happened the first time, 2017. We're seeing sectors pump and dump in a matter of hours. If you track sectors inside this market, they can be hot and then can get cold real quick. Broad market is showing momentum in both directions. You got some stocks soaring, for example. You have Meta soaring, and you got Tesla falling. Weekend gaps of 3 or 4% last few weeks, where the market will move from Friday to Monday in different directions. In my opinion, you got to stay tight and with what's working. I'll show you what's working. Market's not for folks who want to sit on the sidelines and hope things go up. There'll be some days if you do that, you'll be sick to your stomach in this kind of market. It's an active trader's paradise, though, using the proper tools. Let me give you an example. A couple of days ago, I put Meta on our short list in the pre-market. Oh, by the way, here's a news flash. I get up every day about 5 a.m. Eastern time, and I post my game plan for the day where everybody can have it. I think it's pretty cool. In fact, one day I actually overslept to 7 and received a call from one of my customers that said, Tom, are you going to post the Magic 5? I said, I'm behind the 8 ball. I'll get it there. But that's how important it is to have the script. If you're there with me, you've got the script, and the script that I give you works, and all you do is follow it through the process of having that pivot number. Today's pivot number was 69. At 6:14, I talked about Meta. Wasn't doing a whole lot at the time. I said it's set up to go up. Boy, did it. Get ready. Here we go. $17 popped a few hours later. Now, how many of you would like to have that knowledge before everybody else even gets out of bed? Who would like to have that in the morning? If you're an active trader, you can get into pre-market like we did in the class in NVIDIA. About 8:15 is when we got in. Hour later, it went up and back down to where it started. We hit our target, but it came right back down. That's the kind of market you're in. If you use my targets, you'd had a great trade. But if you're buying and hoping for higher prices on that day, it's been a rough day. How about a ticker like MTSU? I trade this one quite a bit. Did y'all see it today? Here it is. It tends to move in the early hours and in the early hours of the cash market. On this day, my number was 1011. Watch how quick it goes. Up we went, hit our target, and down we came. Nice 3% move in no time flat. This is what I offer every day if you get the Magic 5. This opportunity to be there in the morning if you're willing to trade actively with me. How many people would like to have that in your back pocket before most people even know whether the market's going up or down? I know there's a lot of you out there that could use that. It's not a new strategy, new trade idea. It's just being able to apply the process. Not about the tools we use or a piece of software. It's much bigger than that. Getting on the right side and answering that question, whether you ought to be long, whether you ought to be short, or whether you ought to be out of the market. I follow the market. I'm following it tonight. Market's trying to go higher. It's setting up. We will see. In other words, you can be right here with me as I trade it. This war room that I've created, nothing's like it. Nobody can emulate it because they don't have the background or the experience to make it work. I go where the money is, okay? But I wanted to create something that gave you a real access to me, not just for a 3-day event on a certain trading session, but when the opportunity presents itself. Real-time access to communicate directly with me each and every day. Whether it's 7 a.m. in the pre-market or a breakout in the middle of the day or an overnight setup. Like Meta's setting up overnight right now. I don't want to follow any rules about what kind of updates I send because I give you action tickers. I focus on all assets, things that set up. But I don't have to wait for my team to send info to you. I send it to you directly. Wait till you see what I've done to circumvent the logistics. How many people get frustrated trying to find a trade when you get notified there's a trade on some service or something? Anybody get frustrated trying to go log in and do this, do that, and all that? Yeah, I could see that. My ideas come directly to you. Now think about that. Right there with me, like we're sitting there. Hey, let's go long Meta tonight. Okay, that's the way it would be. Logistics are taken care of. Just be logged into that channel and it will pay. When I see a money making opportunity, I'll share it with you. It has a big impact on your account. People tell me when I meet them face to face, I never had anything like this, and they love it. The opportunities here tonight, we got it going. It's called T-Buzz Talk and Trade. Let me explain how it works. We have a free application called Telegram. This is where I fell in love with Telegram. I send opinions directly to you, trade ideas directly to you. That means you're not waiting to get any formal recommendations, publish them in the members, or you get them direct. Right to you. That's the beauty of it. Actual opportunities and trade details during the day as the trade's set up. And I can go anywhere. You don't have to take all the trades, but you got the opportunity to if you want to. I got one guy in here, he takes everything that comes through. You ought to see his account. If I see something in the pre-market setting up, like tomorrow morning, I'll post it in here. Like buying Apple before the market closes. I can send you an instant alert on it. Like Target after they reported earnings. In that video, it was a huge play. When it hit our target the next day, we said, thank you very much. Let's do it again. Opportunities are created if you know where to look. T&T is where to look. The alert went out. Anybody that could spell TGT in trading could have made that trade. Simple as that. This free app called Telegram is wonderful. It comes to you. You don't have to be in front of the computer. It comes to you. You get a pop-up message saying, hey, alert. Can't be any easier than that. Plus this week's extra special because we print our option blueprint. This is where I take the magic five that made the cut and give you strategies that are good for 2 weeks to 45 days. Wow, this has been a big success. Detailed outline on where these stocks are going for the rest of the month and a playbook to take advantage of. A lot of top trades come from the blueprint, like AMD. Bought in at 4, sold out at 9. 114% return on that one. But it's not about one big trade. It's about having that framework of 5 trades in that daily action plan. Now, if I ask people that's members of T&T tonight, they're going to put some rosy stuff in here. So why don't y'all do that? Type your opinion of T&T for people that's not part of it. Type your opinion, what you think about this program. Denise thinks it's great. She gets a game plan. She gets a process. She gets a pivot number. And she applies it, and she calls it priceless. Jeff thinks it's very helpful if you knew. It shows you how to navigate the ups and downs of the market. Cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Now, the way it, and as volatile this market is, it creates incredible opportunities. I thrive during volatile markets like today. It's my bread and butter. You have to have access. You got to have ability to read it and decide if you want to do it. We take advantage of short-term momentum across a ton of the different assets. Anybody like Bitcoin? I'll give you Bitcoin trades. Anybody likes earnings? I'll give you earnings trades. Anybody like gold? I'll give you gold trades. Anybody like tech? I'll give you tech stocks. I'm always looking to find the highest odds trade each and every day. Energy, gold, retail, and more. I'll share those opportunities with you. The option blueprint, we were going to sell it for $4.97. I decided just to include it in here just to make sure people in here had it. They loved it. I had a 15-year veteran, but he said he'd never seen anything like it. Loves it. But it's included here at no charge every month. That's just one piece of the many things that we do. We did a portfolio that was up, I think, approximately over 200%, showing people how to do a model portfolio last year. Pretty cool. We do income trades. When and if the president implements a new tariff, I'll be there to give you the comments and more. We have a market scoreboard going through the different things that we look at to round it up to give you a summary of what you should have got. I deliver it directly to you without any fuss for you to get. If you're already using Telegram, you just get the invite and then you're in Talk and Trade. Now, once you're in the channel, you'll be able to see everything I send. And on top of all that, we made it very affordable. Some people call it dirt cheap with what I do. Our small classes that we charge are pretty high price classes, but they're worth it. We're talking trade, you're getting a very good focus throughout the trade day for the entire month. If we're active in the pre-market, we talk about it. We got videos, training videos on a lot of different markets. How to trade the post-market. How to go from Friday to Monday. All the education is there. If I'm trading it, you'll know about it. Now, to get all those opportunities, education bonus for a month of Talk and Trade is a no-brainer. You get lock access to the option blueprint. And tonight, I'm offering a subscription of 4 months for just $4.79. People pay me $200 a month for this program. Tonight, you can come on board and get that discounted rate. Let's get your account growing in the right direction. We'll try to cover it this week. We only got Thursday and Friday, but we'll try. Go to dtitrader.com/TNT, get your spot. We're going to limit it at that rate called 904-706-3532. There's a few unlimited VIPs that will be offered. 10 in its entirety. You have to call to get those. Call 904-706-3532. And if you're a gold member, call in for your discount. We got a discount for our gold members. They call 904-706-3532. Here's a few questions. What's the biggest reason I should join T-Buzz Talk and Trade? Well, here's a big reason why you should join tonight. I'm going to go into the market tomorrow after PPI, and I'm going to use analysis, interpretation, and execution. And my goal will be to make everybody money on the ticket I put out there tomorrow. There's no bigger reason. You don't have to wait a long time. Just be there tomorrow morning. Income opportunities. I'll do that around noon tomorrow. Portfolio management. I'll show you the stocks that we're using this year in our portfolio. We'll talk about how to trade after hours, before the market, and all that to get everybody trained. Crude, making lows tonight. There ought to be a blueprint that comes out to take advantage of crude. I've been talking about it. We're almost there. Now, I want you to think about this. Sometimes it's a hassle to get the trade in. How many people have a hassle to get the trade? For example, if I put a trade out in surface, how many people have a hassle to get it? Okay? Well, I thought about that when I built TNT because I wanted it to be quick and dirty. So I built what I call a big, beautiful trade ticket. Look at this. Got everything you knew. Here's a February 11th trade we did. I number the trades. I tell you what it is strategy-wise. I tell you how to do it. I tell you the credit you're trying to get, give you the target, and note, I give you a couple options that you can do if you want to make more money. Is that the best way to get a trade with my trade ticket I came up with? I think it has to be. That alone will improve your results. Any comments or questions about our big, beautiful trade ticket I came up with? Pretty cool, isn't it? It is beautiful, isn't it? If tomorrow morning, you're going to love it. That way, if you miss the day, you can go back and capture the trade ticket, see what was moving. So go to dtitrader.com/TNT. Take advantage of this discounted rate I'm offering tonight. You saw the price. It's $200 a month. I hadn't changed it since I started the program. Tonight, take advantage of that if you would like to have and be with me over the next few months. Get involved. Mary Ann says, I love that big, beautiful trade ticket. Well, guess what? Tomorrow, you're going to see a couple of them. One of my students just said, this is more than useful beyond what anyone would expect. Y'all have any questions for me? I don't know how long they're going to leave this one open. Any questions at all? Now, let's walk you through it. Once you join tonight, you will get an invitation to get into the room. Tomorrow morning, sometime between, if you're up, between 5 and 6 o'clock, I will post my pivot number for the day. You know how valuable that is. I'll post my 5 stocks that we can make money with tomorrow. I will search the internet far and wide and tell you the key issues with my catalyst report that I will post in the morning. And then you'll be set and ready to go. No, I will post it in there, and that's just the plan that's posted. Yes, it will extend your current prepaid account if you take tonight's offer. Great question. Yes, it will extend. It's right there on the trade ticket. The stock price and time when it's issued. It's right there. All that information's there. You can trace it back. It's artificial intelligence, Bruce. Artificial intelligence searches for what? Yeah, the TNT option blueprint for this month hasn't been published. We'll be publishing it over the next few days. That's our plan. That's what we'll do. Folks, here's your chance. You've heard a lot about this over the last couple years, and now you got no excuses if you want to be part of it with tonight's price. That's 4 months. So instead of paying me $800, you're getting it for $479. That's pretty cool. Now, if you want to make money after that report tomorrow, there's no better way. Get involved tonight. Wade said, this is a fantastic. Wade, can you believe I'm doing it at this price tonight to get new people in there? Pretty cool, isn't it? Once they get in there, they won't leave. Dex, go into the portal. You should be able to find it. Any other questions? Romnel, if you're brand new to trading, what a way to get started with the right direct conversation with me if you're brand new. I'll give you option training. I give you everything if you're brand new. And next week, we'll be releasing the 5 major lessons of trading, starting with the pivot number, ending with the 2 paths. Folks, any other questions before I wrap it up? I'm so excited about this offer. I hope you take advantage of it. Let's see. Caroline, how about contacting Kelly or just re-enter and do it yourself? And if it's not what you want, we'll adjust it. She saw it and she took 2 of these. That was smart. Adam said it worked, Caroline. I'll be on here at 5 o'clock. That'll be the game plan, and I will be on after PPI, giving you my take on where they're hiding the needle in the haystack. Fair enough? I'm so excited about this. Adam, I bet you have a record group of new people join with that price tonight. I bet you have a record number. Hey, Rob. All right, everybody got the game plan for tomorrow. Very simply, read what I post and then be ready to go when this market opens. Thank you, Fred. Yeah, you need to move that to 9, Carrie, 9 o'clock. Sorry, I forgot we had PPI tomorrow. I was supposed to talk to him directly tomorrow, and I want to make sure I can watch these numbers right at that time. Okie dokie. As I always say, I will see you on the flip side. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Adam, thank you.